Hi everybody, good morning. I'm doing task 1 for the room Theseus, the first installment of the SuitGuy series of very hard challenges. And this one I gave up on it many times because the entry point is already confusing. Of course, we have the IP. The first thing you do, as always, is scan the IP. Now we have SSH and you have 8080, so we can go as usual to port 8080 HTTP, and then we get 8080, and then if you zoom there you can think about it. Of course you can do the classic go basta, for example, direct MySU HTTP 880, and you can say what use a share word list the buster directory 2 medium and levitron. But in any case, so if you look, for example, here he said King Minos of Crete was feared by all the rulers of the land around him. When he demanded offering or men for his armies, all agreed to his demand. When he demanded they sent tributes to honor him, they sent with them without question. But his demand on Athens became too great. King Minos had constructed a great palace of Knossos. Inside this palace, he instructed Daedalus to be the architect of the Vulgate Labyrinth, and in the center of the maze is kept his wife's son, the Minotaur. What's again this story again? It it was wonderful, and savage and would eat the flesh of the offering sent into the labyrinth by King Minos. They would wander through the maze, completely lost, until at last they came face to face with the Minotaur. Why, it's going too fast. All as for Ethan Minor demand every year the king sent him 7 young men and women. 1 year he sent his son, Theseus. Before leaving, Theseus' father gave him a letter with a message to help him on his way to Crete. On the bottom of the letter was a message Theseus didn't quite understand, and that's why the room started a bit complicated. What exactly this cipher is? One thing I did also went to check the image and try zoom in and see what's inside the image. Okay, you can do the classic also, get any call in the network. Always try this, it's good to have a habit of it. Nothing there, only the image and favicon. There's nothing in debugger, there's nothing is the view page source. It's just the image and the text, so we are dead there. We have the image. We tried to do scenography in the image. There's nothing inside the image. I didn't find anything. So the question would be straightforward. What is this message? That's the fundamental of this encryption. Of course, you can just do lazy test and just throw it in CyberChef and say hopefully something will happen. And then our friend CyberChef doesn't detect anything. When you can try the mini online things like this version, you get scale of cipher, you get what's this one? Scale it. This one is rail fence cipher. This is the room. A mono alphabetic substitution. Submitter cipher solver. This is substitute cipher solve. You get columnar transposition cipher tool, and then of course you get stalled, and then you get to IL. I tried the 4 of them: ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and what's his name, Claude, and Grok. Even Gemini. Now, Gemini is it's a transposition cipher. Of course, when you do transposition cipher, it doesn't pick it up because transposition cipher I said try all permutation brute force things because we don't have a key, or you think the key is maybe part of the text, so you can just say maybe I can just take keywords from this. Maybe the room is Theseus, so we can just take I don't know, Theseus, and say a transposition server. Let's put the key, for example. No, it's dead, so it doesn't, it's not a transposition. So for Gemini, he talked about transposition server. He said also rain fence cipher and then columnar transposition cipher. For what is named this one? A Grook. This is a substitution cipher, monophabetic substitution combined with the word spacing removal and dot separator. No, he can't find it. He just he get lost here in this one. Try S and it keep that, and he keep running in circle. Now our friend DeepSeek look pattern. Let's remove the dot and exclamation for the moment, and grouping by dot as separate, and then you get all of this, and he get lost. Check for Caesar at bash simple substitution. Check if polyalphabetic cipher like visionaire. He look around. Of course, the visionaire cipher, you can try it here. It doesn't. No one with keyword. You can move that. You can put Theseus. Doesn't work. Which one with transposition? We did that. So again, this one doesn't. For ChatGPT, he did something. He said, look like it's a classical monophabetic substitution cipher, a cryptogram. The mid dot are just word separator, and the triple likely marks sentence break. It's not base 64 hex real. In encode, it's letter only cipher, and he keep running all caps A. And he start doing here, and then he asked for some context. I gave him a scenario for the text, and then he said it's a rail fence zigzag transposition cipher, and a ring fence. Try the ring fence here, and you say when you say decrypt, it doesn't show grid. Even if you do 4 doesn't, 5 doesn't, 6 doesn't. How about we open? Still doesn't pick it up. And then he talk about letter frequency like in English, like wherever, and then keep A's. And then I said to him, it's not a rail fence. I tried decrypt it online, did not work. And then he said, oh no, I'm right, this ChatGPT is right. It's a keyword. No, he said keyword call a columnar transposition cipher. Another fancy big word. This is a substitution cipher, didn't work too. And then which is it? This is the columnar transposition cipher tool. He put that things, even he put that things decode, still not there. And he tried to do, and then he kept asking which blog, and it may give you all the information. And he said this is a classical column transposition cipher. He's still pushing for transposition cipher. And then here's what the interested part. He said when a brute decrypt your string as a column transposition with 8 columns, several permutation produce clear English chunk like you key you must. You see what he found? He found very, very interesting, this one. Key you must. It is something in English. And then he asked him which option did you use to brute force to get click English key you must. And he started doing there, and he said the best scoring column order I got it is, I don't understand exactly, and he said and that's what he found. He found this very interesting if must use a key. It's almost like got part of it. I don't know how he brute force it. He got if must use key, and that's interesting. Now let's go to our friend Claudia. Claudia, when he told him also He said look like a rail fence cipher, and when we test a rail fence cipher it doesn't work. He tried and then said it's not a rail fence cipher, tried online tool with option 234 still. And then let me look at this more careful. Look at the pattern. The dots, always they have an issue with these dots, appear to be separator or spaces. Let me analyze structure, collinear transposition. They all go into transposition, and then he has what the part interesting. He said, what do they call it? This one, scytale cipher, wrapped around a cylinder of specific diameter. And then he did, and what is again? And then he asked, give me the CTF more information, and I give him the story. Automatic, it's Britain. This scenario is giving you the cipher. The cipher is scytale cipher, the ancient Greek transposition cipher used by Spartan. The scytale works by wrapping a strip of leather parchment around the cylinder of specific diameter, writing the message along the length, then and wrapping it. The scrambled text is then wrapped around the cylinder and the same diameter. So we have very good point here. But if you go to not to the scytale cipher here, I don't know, this website, it look funny to me. When it doesn't give you option, but when you put it doesn't decrypt. What's one? This one, not you. Skylight also, when you do this site, Skylight Cipher, try all possible size. When you brute force these things, doesn't really give an English. So the interesting part is, the question is, how the hell ChatGPT was able to get this one if must use key, because this is about the real answer to the question. And then because Jimmy this Claudia is, because he got this like from the, it's a historical cipher, so maybe it's related to Scytale. Now you can go to Google and ask him, okay, similar cipher to the Skylight are other transposition cipher, like columnar transposition we test and all of that. He doesn't give, he talk about Caesar, here he talk about Caesar cipher, and then there's this site, this Skylight cipher, this this site, this one also give you interesting part. The scytale cipher is a cipher that is based in transposition. You see all of them, all ChatGPT group, all they talk about transposition cipher. The diameter of the scytale can be regarded as the key of the cipher. In ancient Greece, the belt of the message was composed a belt message was composed of a stretch of leather which had the character written in the backside. It seemed like a meaningless sequence of character, but when the stretch of the leather is widened around a piece of wood with the correct diameter, an encoded message can be read. This cipher is functionally similar to this Caesar Box Cipher. Now we are interested, we came something. He said a Caesar Box Cipher. Now we have some lead. Now if we can take our text. Why I'm not copying it? TryHackMe rooms. If you put this in, what's it, text option, decrypt, please enter a ciphertext. Oh, ciphertext is here. The colon. So if we start 1, no, it's not the character. Column, if you put 1, it doesn't look like correctly. Decrypt, incorrect text length, incorrect, and is it You just ignore spaces, don't ignore. Let's see. Replace text from 2 group character by, why group them by 5? No, this tool I didn't know what is not working. This one with mono alphabetic substitution, we test that one. No, this one worked for some reason. Then when you come here, this one, and you put there, oh, we need to put the height 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try all possible, brute force. Huh. Oh, keep punctuation and spaces, okay? What the hell? So they have this, the width. They all not maybe because 13.5 to get to the king Minos, you must first make use of the key. So 13.15. So it's it worked in 5, 13.15. So 13.15. So why that website didn't work again? 13.15. Where is that site that we couldn't decrypt it here? The colon 13 is the row, so the colon is corrected. We group in 13. Yeah, this site doesn't work. Even we say group in 13, group in 5, column what? But it can be 13. Why this side doesn't work and the other one work? Oh, to get to King Minos, you must first make use of the key. So you get 5 colon and 13 the group. Because this one he brute force it. So this one brute force it to 13.15. So if you want to use this one, you need to put 5 and put 13. So Group couldn't find it. This DeepSeek couldn't find it. Gemini is also, he pushed for transposition, all of them, but the best one is this one. He was pick up this one. From the story he detected scytale, and then from there we can search and find its Caesar Box Cipher. Now we have the cipher and we have the message. Let's take our message there. So if I go back now to this room, so now we have this message. What can we do with the message? Now you can see this one doesn't have, we couldn't find anything. So this is our message. To get to the king Minos, you must first make use of the key, and it tell you this exclamation mark. So it means basically there's something here we need to add, something like API or wherever it is. So for this we can just do something easy. We can just go to because it asks for the key, we can just do ffuf minus URL and fuzz equal, for example, test minus word user share. Let's see the same word list, the master directory to medium seriously. equal 1. Why the bracket, but why it's not necessary? It need to be why is an error? There's a lot of errors. Why there's an errors? Oh, mine's. It should work. I think I did mistake. HTTP. Okay, let's remove that thing. Minus f size 1247. We found the key is a key, so it's straightforward. Key is a key. Key equal 1. Sorry, key equal 1. Okay, let's zoom what we found there. There's nothing funny in the page source. Okay, let's do inspect. Even then inspect, doesn't think it is too much. You just call in the endpoint, so there's nothing special there. Okay, let's do test who am I. No, not that. You can see it's reflecting anything, so even if you do etc pause wd, no, it's reflecting. So basically what you do is just print in whatever you give it, and then it doesn't even throw error. Whatever you do there, it doesn't flip any errors. So whatever you give it, it print. Even trying to create an error like a normal errors, it doesn't work. Command ejection, it doesn't. Even if you close, you do like close, it doesn't. So it just reflecting. And remember, when you see something that is reflecting back, if you do a room for this type of things, you know, one thing is for sure, whenever something reflect like that, you assume is SSTI, what they call it, server side SSTI, template I injection. Usually to know that, you just do, for example, 9 multiplied by 9, and we get 81, so we know it is an SSTI. We can confirm to know what we have. We can just put config there, and then if you go to page source, so you can see it in one line. Why is it doing like that? What the hell? Let's zoom out a little bit to can read it. Okay, can we just through use extend false session cookie secure false session cookie path non session cookie domain false testing false. This is a flex. I think is a flex. Flex things. This is a flex. Application root. You can see the root of the application. 7 name none preferred use. So we know where we are. You know, if you go there, we can just go Google for option for that. We can get easily information. For example, we can test. You can find online different things. Like for, I'm using LibSM. You can test any payload you want. There's a couple of them. You can find them online. So this is an SSTI, so we can just test there. So for example, if I go to ID, it's Minos, so we can now see this one work, ID work. So we can just do ls and no, sorry, I removed that thing, and it gave me the ls. So what else? We can also do this config class. If you want another option, you can do the config class. Sorry, this is a lot of them. For SSTI, you can see this one also work, the config. So you can use any of that. For example, this one, another one requires global. You can try this one too. Yeah, why I'm keep doing this? Uh, and then we can have, you can see there. So let's use the simpler one, the shorter one. Let's do the shorter one, and we can try, because now we have this. We can do the ID. We can do ls minus la, and then you can see the character like that. For this, you can just do buf push source, and you can see we have our Minos user. It's no, not user. It is a home there. Of course, we have the user nobody wherever. Like for example now ls. Let's go to mysla home folder. Now we have Minos is the one inside, so you can go Minos home minus or Minos. What's his name? Minos. Sorry, I forgot the bracket. And then if you go to view page source, we can see the Minos flag here. So we already have the flag. We have SSH that we can't read. Because remember, hold on a minute. Who am I? A Minos. Huh. Interesting. So what's inside your SSH, Mr. Minos? What I'm doing now? ls home minos .ssh only has a known host, so it no, hold on. Minus la view page source, only known host. We don't have the keys. The keys should be in .ssh folder, yeah, so we don't have the keys. That's fine, we don't have the keys, so we can just get the flag. I'm not showing the flag, but we can just head minus C10. You can put the flag there, and you can do the cut. No, we don't need the cut here. I'm just doing a head, and you can see the user flag. Now next we can do reverse shell. Let's do reverse shell. We're done with these things. nc minus lvmp, my famous sender 4. Reverse shell, you can do whatever you want. You can try, for example, the one that usually we take. Let's take this one. IP is 7053, but before we do that, let's do something. This one we found the key clear. We can do echo. The reason, let me show you why, because it didn't work for me. When you don't do base 64, it crashed. Let me show you. For example, if I do now SSH like that, the server will crash. Let me show you why we need to base 64 it. You see, it's the internal server error. So that's why, for example, now echo. Let me take this one. I forgot the R. And then base 64 of it. Now we can take the base 64. You can use any one, the Python one or any one, and then let's put it. Then you can use the simpler one, and you can search echo and base 64 decode and throw it to the SH. You can use the one that we used before. You echo the base 64, then base 64 minus d, then run it in sh. So we don't have that issue of this server internal error issue that we have in here. So if I do that and paste, now we got SSH D PW. Do we have sudo -l? We can't do because I need to stop it. Oh, you have no password nmap. We do this one next time. So, but alice cd home ls cd Minos. I'm just doing task 1, guys. So we have now our flag, and you can see head -c10 Minos underscore flag. I need to hide it for whatever reason. I forgot to see. I need to hide that flag, and I don't like always to do this, but it is what it is. So this is our the first task. I will try to do the others. When I solve them, I will make a video for them. Thank you everybody, and have a good day.